Hello folks, I am the Old Sergeant. This briefing will cover Antifa's field operations and tactics. Asymmetric warfare. Asymmetric warfare is war between belligerents whose relative military power differs significantly or whose strategy or tactics differ significantly. This is typically a war between a standing professional army and an insurgency or resistance movement militias who often have status of unlawful combatants. Definition from Wikipedia. Currently, the violent contact is between Antifa and the police, patriot groups, or even solitary individuals. Black bloc. Black bloc is a tactic where Antifa insurgents dress entirely in black and cover their faces with black masks or scarves so as to make it nearly impossible for victims, witnesses, or law enforcement personnel to identify any particular individual who has committed an act of vandalism, arson, theft, or assault. The masks allow the activists to become anonymous and thus able to move more freely and do what they want to do, whether it is illegal or not. Stoplight method. A key tactic employed by Antifa rioters is known as the stoplight method, where the insurgents are assigned different color designations: red, yellow, and green. The colors represent the types of activities in which they are prepared to engage. Reds. Reds are those people who are willing to break the law and risk arrest. These terrorists keep their faces covered and eventually break away from the mob and start shattering windows, looting, attacking cars, and committing violence against people. Reds are cheered and treated as heroes by the rest of the mob. Yellows. Yellows are not willing to engage in violence or illegality, but they keep the criminal Reds hid in their midst and thereby avoid apprehension by the police. They will pull the criminals that are being arrested away from the police and hide them in the mob. Greens. Greens are not involved in any tactical planning or risky behavior. They provide foot soldiers among whom red lawbreakers can hide. Rioters and the so-called peaceful protesters have a symbiotic relationship. The rioters attack people and destroy things, then melt back into the crowd that quickly and purposely closes behind them. Swarming. Swarming is often encountered in asymmetric warfare where opposing forces are not of the same size or capacity. An individual being attacked by the insurgents will be surrounded and overwhelmed by brutal physical attacks. The yellow and green insurgents swarm around the reds to hide the attackers and prevent identification. Swarming is used to hide other illegal activities. Deplatforming. Antifa actively deprives conservatives of a speaking platform by drowning them out with blowhorns, air horns, and group chants, or shutting down their events with human walls that block anyone from attending. According to Antifa member Scott Crow, the idea in Antifa is that we go where they, conservatives, go. That hate speech is not free speech. That if you are endangering people with what you say and the actions that are behind them, then you do not have the right to do that. And so we go to cause conflict, to shut them down where they are, because we don't believe that Nazis or fascists of any stripe should have a mouthpiece. Doxxing. Doxing is the internet-based practice of researching and publicly broadcasting private or identifying information about an individual or organization. The methods employed to acquire this information include searching publicly available databases and social media websites, hacking, and social engineering. This is done to organize attacks on people, their homes, or to try to get people fired from their place of employment by making outrageous claims about the person's character or actions. I am the old sergeant. Stay informed, prepared, active, prayerful, and as always, stay vigilant.